Hello, and I am back here on the channel. It is the most earth shaking, groundbreaking, move making, the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, the most electrifying YouTuber in YouTube entertainment today, Liko the Fourth. Trademarked by The Rock. Anyways, so, you know, I was supposed to do Let's Talks tonight, and I apologize because tonight is Wednesday night, but as you guys can hear, my throat is still not its best. I've been drinking tea, I've been listening to Rocky, and been hyping myself up for the big comeback, but I'm still putting videos out for you guys. So I wanted to shoot a quick vid, and this here is going to be about my thoughts, my very own thoughts on this new poster that's been leaked for episode 9. And a shout out to Angus on this one because I watched Angus cover this, and Angus did a really good comparison in the beginning of this video where he talked about a poster he had for Game of Thrones. And Angus, buddy, if you listen to this, Game of Thrones fan, bam, I'd be the king of the North, okay? Just saying, king of the North. Because somehow I'm in cold weather and I hate it. Hate it. Winter's always coming here, buddy. Always here. Anyways, so I wanted to give you guys my perspective on this poster. And here's the thing. Everyone's had kind of an intrigued feeling with this poster. But here's the problem. Force Awakens was alright, and Last Jedi broke the universe. So, any time these promotional things come out, people used to be really excited. Let's take it back to when stuff was coming out for Force Awakens. Whether you like or hate the movie or whatever, I personally like it. I've seen it a bunch of different times. I recently watched it again. So and I'm not saying it's a great movie. It broke what coherency and the glue that would have been these two movies. So I don't fault anyone in that opinion. I just don't personally think that Force Awakens was a bad, unwatchable movie. I think that there were some interesting choices that never got realized because Rian Johnson is the devil. So that's my whole take. I think it was meant to have a coherent flow, and Johnson came in and broke that. And essentially broke the universe. He broke Star Wars as a whole. So, with that being said, I see this poster for episode 9, and how are you going to fix it? It looks cool. Honestly, I was never a big fan of Kylo Ren. I found him kind of whiny version of Vader. And I know people are going to say, well, what about Anakin? But you know what? Forget you guys. I like Anakin Skywalker, okay? Don't like all of his scenes, but I think Hayden Christensen did the best he had with the material he had. And that whole scene at the end, you guys remember, Revenge of the Sith? That was Oscar-worthy acting right there. And I will debate anyone to this day about the validity of those scenes. But I digress. So what do I think of this poster? Well, first off, it was leaked. And you can't tell me that these guys aren't smart, and JJ and all of them, they aren't leaking this stuff on purpose to pique our interest, right? And saying, oh, how did that get on there? Oh, this is what companies do now. They use the internet as a way to gauge where the marketing is. And you know what? For all the people who hate JJ, he is a smart guy when it comes to marketing. And I believe he does have a good eye for knowing how the people are going to respond to things. Let's be honest, okay? Let's be honest. People were still hyped after Force Awakens. This, in my mind, means JJ did a good job. Now, I did follow Jeremy on Geeks and Gamers, and he brought up a valid point. JJ could have stuck with the same script because they basically begged him to come on this project. And when he had that helm, he could have done more for the franchise. True. But I don't blame him for The Last Jedi. I don't. He was doing something else, okay? I don't fault him for that. I fault the person who made it, Rian Johnson. And now here's the curious situation. JJ is trying so hard to fix what they broke. And this poster thing is just the latest in them trying to bring us back into the fold and get us excited. And now look, I'm a Star Wars fan as well as a completionist, which I've said several times. When I start a series, I have to watch it, even if it's got to be god-awful terrible for me not to. And don't get me wrong, Last Jedi was more, it burned me, like, but I know it's part of a set and I've got to complete it. And Rian Johnson is not attached to this. So if this was by Rian Johnson, I probably wouldn't see it. But for the love of all that's good, I hate Captain Marvel, and I saw that twice. So, Episode 9 can't be as bad as Captain Marvel. It really can't. So, I mean, to the poster, they've got some cool things. They have the Knights of Ren, and they got a subtle-looking Rey in there, and they got C-3PO with the bowcaster. That was pretty unusual, and now I'm kind of curious why he has a bowcaster. They got Lando Calrissian hinted, and you guys know my feeling about Lando. Not Lando from that Han Solo abomination. I'm talking about the real true Lando, Billy D. Smooth as Silk Williams. That's what I call him. Billy D. is in the movie. And I'm super excited about Billy D. returning as Lando Calrissian. I love Lando Calrissian. I mean, out of the Han Solo Lando pair, I always picked Lando over Han Solo. And I know right now about 1,000 people are going to shoot stuff in my comments like, how could you, but it's true. I just found Lando more of an interesting character, and I found him if Han Solo was really an anti-hero, then Lando is bordering on a villain because he's very anti-hero, and it's funny to see their back and forth. And that weird kind of friendship that they have. And I want to see how Lando feels about his best friend Han dying, I think that they haven't addressed that. And this goes with the problems of episodes 7 and 8, is that they haven't addressed a lot of things. They've left threads, and I don't know, I just don't know how you fix it. I really don't. I think they can release a poster, they can release the trailer, and it's got to be really amazing to get half of the people that they've lost. I mean, okay, so curiosity is piqued from a lot of people. I've gone through different channels, and people are genuinely curious about some things. I think that at best, they can make an okay Star Wars movie that will be decent enough to maybe save future projects. That's where I'm putting this. And I mean, that's if JJ gives it 120% and puts some heart and soul into this, then maybe they'll make an okay film. But I mean, again, it's a poster, and I want to get excited. I mean, I like aspects of the poster, but I can't let myself feel that hype after being so burned the first time around with this. I'm really on the fence, and I'm not the only one. I know there's tons of people in this community, even some that said, forget the poster, I don't care whatsoever, right? So, I mean, people are really burned. I mean, people are really upset. And, as far back as I go with Star Wars, after Last Jedi, I've dropped really from that And I mean, you're talking, I followed Clone Wars, Rebels, all of that, like, right one after the other. I didn't watch Resistance because, forget that show. It already looked like it would make me upset. And I'm not destroying the original trilogy in my mind. So, no. Don't even want to deal with that mess. Um, but yeah, I just feel like they're going to need to show us more. I want several different posters, and maybe a trailer would be nice. I mean, they're so scared to death because this IP is so broke that they haven't even given us a trailer. They promoted Captain Marvel over Star Wars. I mean, you know, back in the days before, I call them the pre-Last Jedi days, you know, there would be such hype for these Star Wars films, you couldn't release anything by them. And now everyone is able to safely release something when Star Wars comes out. And that's just crazy to me. Like, Star Wars used to dominate, and now they've just become come to a place where it's just not a dominant product anymore. It just isn't. So, anyways, what do I think of this poster? It's interesting. There's some questions I have. There's some things rattling around in my brain. Am I like over the moon like I would have been after Force Awakens? No, not really. I mean, when Last Jedi and the talk of Luke coming back, I was like, I'm bored, man. I was stoked. I was excited. Me and my friends were talking about it for months. We were theorizing. It was great. And then now it's just like, we don't even talk about it. No one is talking about this poster as much as it would have been pre-Last Jedi. This thing would have blown up. And now I've surfed the videos and no one cares. Like, no one's really hyped for this, you know? I don't know. No one is really buzzed as much because we're all scared and nervous about what is going to happen with this film. And more importantly, how are you going to end it now? You broke the universe, Rian Johnson. So how are you going to fix this? Even if you get George back, George can't fix what you broke. You broke the story, and you have one movie to fix a problem with a middle piece that was 2 hours long. You'd have to essentially make this a 4-hour movie and reverse everything that was done in the previous movie to make it make any kind of coherent sense. So, am I excited about this poster? Do I see some cool things that intrigue me? Do I care? If there's nothing else out, I'll go see it. But I'm not going to be the first in line. I don't have the same level of hype that I did for the others. And I think I'm not the only one. I think a lot of people feel the same way that I do. So, if you've seen this poster, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. If you agree with my statement, then let me know. If you're excited, let me know. Write some stuff back and tell me what you think, how you feel about this new Star Wars now, kind of scene where maybe they might be going with the Knights of Ren and with Kylo getting his helmet back and with C-3PO with a bowcaster. And, all of these things, do you think they can be fixed? Anyways, as always, if you liked the content that I provided, please smash that melee button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you know anyone who would like my rants, reviews, etc., tell them about the channel, tell them to subscribe, and tell them to view my content. And as always, let me leave you with this knowledge. I am literally outside my theater shooting this because I live here. And, me and Goose the Cat will see you at the movies. Peace.